Good morning, everybody. We're here at Sin City. I'm okay. Sin City Sim TV. But we're here with Secondhand Racing Arca Summer Series at Five Flags. Sorry, I'm answering questions here. I'm a little discombobulated this morning. This is our first race one of season 3 in the K&N cars. Now they call them the Arca Menard cars. And we're at, as I said, we're at Five Flags. We've got 125 laps here. Looks like we got a really good field, 16 people, and we're appreciating that a lot. So thank you guys for coming in to race with us this morning. We appreciate it. I got to answer a question here. Alright, sorry about that. So, we're looking at some of the track facts here. Right now, we're looking at, let me get over here to Five Flag Speedway. Configuration's oval. It's 0.48 miles. All the tracks, I tried to configure this race for all short tracks. Everybody seemed to really be wanting to race. They think that the K&N cars excel under the short track conditions, and I agree. So I tried to pick all the tracks within a half mile, right around a half mile, best I could do. 4 turns, elevation is about 88 feet. Track temp right now is 99, and we started out, it was 106, so the track temp's definitely coming down a little bit. And we're in Pensacola, Florida. So let's look at some of the tips here. We got Five Flag Speedway, Pensacola, Florida, 125 laps at 50% fuel, 1 fast repair. On the opening day of this race in 1953, hastily prepared racing service caused a 14-car pileup on the first lap, ending the event prematurely. And it's also home of the Snowball Derby and host of the Grand National Series back in the day. Sorry about that. I don't know why. I'm a little out of sorts this morning. I apologize. So we're looking at the weather here. The air temperature is 78. And that's about the same as when I started watching practice. The wind's kind of changing directions. It was northeast, now it's north, about 5-6 miles an hour. Before it was about 4 to 8. So the wind's kind of swirling around this track, but on these smaller tracks that doesn't really have a big effect, and the skies are partially cloudy. So, but it looks like a pretty sunny day to me, so we're doing okay. Let's see what we got. So right now we don't really this is, like I said, this is going to be a 10-week series, but we're going to have 2 off weeks. We're going to do one for the 4th of July and one for EBR. It holds its Indy 500. I don't know. I can't remember the date of that race, but I will get it and put it in my notes for next time. Right now, we don't have an active defending champion of this race, as we haven't really run any of these tracks before. We ran the medium to larger tracks last season, so not much in the way of track stats for these drivers on this particular track, because most of it. Everybody in this field are old-timers, and they've been around for a while, so when they did their rookie days, this track didn't exist in iRacing. So as we go on, Martinsville and some of the more recognizable tracks, we'll have some track facts for those guys, some stats that we can put out there. And I want to take a moment to congratulate Justin Anderson on his EBR NASCAR Series Championship win. That was a pretty awesome season. Justin was the class of the field among other drivers, and it could have went any way. That last race came down to 4 guys, and it could have went any one of those 4 guys could have won that race. It was a really exciting race, and I got to watch it on the broadcast, and that was great. And then we want to say a big thanks out to Tina Pimpkin for a generous donation to the league. She donated, and it really helps a lot pay for some of the costs of doing this. I do this for fun, and I don't mind absorbing the cost because of that. This is my hobby, but that really helps, and we appreciate it, Tina. Thank you very much. So right now we're looking at some practice speeds. We got about 3 minutes left, 3.5 minutes left in practice. Lloyd Cooper This guy has been awesome. He's been fast in every single practice. I mean, he's got it going on. I think he had a 999. He clicked off two 1,000ths of his time since he started practicing this time in this session. We finally got Mike. He jumped up to second place at a 16,993. So these guys are getting a handle on it now. This is all new and foreign to everybody. I think that's why everybody really wanted it. You know, they like these cars, the K9 cars, compared to some of the Cup cars or trucks. And they were clamoring for short track, so I gave them what they wanted. And by the size of the field, it's showing that everybody's looking forward to this series. It looks like Brian Smith. We got a new leader, 16,959. So there's going to be some competition. Brian is one of the hot shoes of this league. There's a lot of Lloyd Cooper. I won't call them rookies anymore because they did their rookie season with EBR, so they're not rookies anymore. Luis Guerrera. So we're glad to have those guys on board. Marshall Scully, he's a new driver with us as well. Thank you for joining us, Marshall. So some of these guys are finally starting to get a hang on this. They haven't done a lot of practice unless they did some on their own. But in the rooms, I didn't see too many names, a few here and there. But you can see by the changing of the leaderboard that these guys are getting it under control now, and that's not unusual for this group of people. These guys are exceptional racers, all of them. And you're going to see some really good action here today. So we're going to do a little sponsored promo while we're waiting for qualifying to start.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
I still didn't do it. I don't know what's going on with me today. I have a button for this and it doesn't work half the time. Sorry about that, guys. That's twice in one broadcast. I got it done though. Yeah, iRacing, that's the sim that we all love. And they've got a bunch of new content that just came out. They redid Road America. They brought out the Ford F-150. And I'm sure everybody knows the two 1987 Cup cars that came out, the Ford Thunderbird and the Monte Carlo. And I mean, I've been looking at the hostess session, and that's all everybody's into right now. They were so looking forward to those cars coming out. And that's all in the hostess session. I mean, that's all I see is those guys racing is those cars. I know they had a bunch of road cars coming in too, but I'm not as familiar with open wheel. But they came out this time with a lot of great content, and we applaud iRacing. They're always doing a fantastic job. Since the pros quit running online and on TV, we haven't seen as many patches. I mean, that for those 3 weeks, I think we had 2 patches a week at least, and we're not seeing that as much anymore. But all that does helped us was brought out some new content for us sooner, and it just improves the sim overall. So thanks to those pros for doing what they did. I think it gave the sport, our iRacing, a lot of notoriety, and it brought it to the forefront of a lot of people to see what a great sim this is. All right, we're into doing a little qualifying, so let's see if we can catch somebody here. We got Justin, number 73, Justin Anderson. Now, when I came in, for me, I'm in the West Coast here, and so the race room opens at 4:30 a.m. my time. So I have a tendency not to want to get out of bed that early. So around 5 o'clock or so is when I join in. When I got in here, a handful of guys were already practicing at 4:30 in the morning. So these guys wanted to get in here. They didn't get a chance to practice in the 2 sessions that were up during the week, and so they wanted to get in here and at least get some in before the race started. All right, Justin loses it, but he turned in 17:033 on his fast lap. Oop. Let's see what we can get anybody else here. We got Luis Guerrera. Looks like he might just be finishing up. Yep. Who else we got? Yeah, it looks like everybody's kind of finishing up already. So right now we got Mike Bass on the top of the leaderboard, Luis Guerrera, and see Lloyd Cooper. He hasn't turned in a lap. I wonder why. Maybe he's waiting. He's on the line, so let's see. Maybe he's waiting to see what everybody else is gonna do. He's got 3 minutes left, so he can turn one in anytime. But right now we got Mike Bass leading the race, leading the leaderboard on the qualifying. Luis Guerrera, Justin Anderson, Brian Smith, Derek Branham, Tony Pendon, Teddy Wakely, and Todd Liston 8th place. Shane in 9th, Eddie Moore in 10th. So I'm wondering if he's going to turn one in. I mean, after all that, you think he would. He's got the capabilities of taking it right to the top, so maybe he's having some technical issues. I don't know. We'll keep an eye on him, though. Let's see. We have Kent Connolly still. He's waiting as well. There we go. Here goes Lloyd. He's our practice leader, so let's see what kind of lap he's going to turn in. Yeah, normally I would show you some points weekly and championship points, and next week we'll have that feature. This is our opening race, so get one under our belt, and then I'll be able to plug in some stats for you guys, some points, and have that be part of it. Oh, we crossed. He turned in a 17.015, so he wasn't the best. But he came in second, spinning across the finish line here. We got about a minute and a half left. I'm going to do one more promo. All right, we're back. So it looks like let's do some results in the qualifying. I believe it's over, 10 seconds to go, so we got it. Mike Bass takes the pole. Lloyd Cooper on the outside pole. Luis Guerrera, Justin Anderson, Brian Smith, Derek Branham, Kent Connolly, Brent Lee, Tony Pendon, Teddy Winkle brings it in 10th. Todd Liston, Shane Gross, Eddie Moore, Marshall Scully. I don't know what happened there. Okay, we switched over. That's what happened. So we're going to get back out of this, and we're going to do the grid. So I'll be basically just repeating myself on this. So we're getting ready to grid. We're gridding, as they say. It's gridding. We are gridding. We like it when we grid. I also want to mention track cams for gourmets at www.trackcams22.com. No track cam on this one, but we do have a couple of car cams, so we'll be trying to use those. My package for him is okay. We're gonna do the starting grid right now. I'm listing some of my stuff here. Mike Bass came in on the pole first, starting with a 16,990. Lloyd Cooper on the outside pole, row 1. Row 2, that was Luis Carrera. Justin Anderson outside, starting 4th at 17,033. Row 3 is Brian Smith, and then Derek Branham. Row 4 is Ken Connolly and Brent Lee. Row 5 is Tony Pendon and Teddy Weikley. Row 6 will be Todd Liston, Shane Gross, Marshall Scully, Eddie Moore and Marshall Scully. We got one more lap here. And that's it. No more qualifiers on that, so that's it. Looks like the pace lights are out. Getting ready to get this thing going. Looks like the pace car is off. Here we go. Green, green, green. Looks like Mike gets a jump down on the inside. Lloyd gets, he's still on the high side there, trying to work it out. And we got the 88 car, Luis Guerrero. He's trying to get down underneath Lloyd. It looks like he takes it, or is trying to real hard. But Mike's got a commanding lead already. And it's 2 by 2 by 2 after that. So let's flip back through and see what's going on here. We got Luis Guerrero in second. He's stretching it out. Lloyd Cooper. Brian Smith in third. And we're taking Lloyd Cooper in fifth. Justin Anderson in sixth. Ken Connolly's in fourth place. So my leaderboard's a little jumbled right now. If we get a couple laps in, it'll settle down. 8th, Tony Pandon in the 77 car. See, yeah, it's jumping around from 8 to 12. I don't know what's going on there. Eddie Moore in 13th. David Nottingham is coming in 14th in the 69 car. And 15th, Tina Pimkin. 16th, Marshall Scully. And Mike Bass still commands the lead, but it looks like Lloyd's catching him. Lloyd's catching him a little bit here. He's protecting it inside. So, looks like Lloyd's going to look down on the inside. Oh. Mike just couldn't hold it down. Couldn't hold it down and loses the lead, but no caution. Lloyd pressured him too quite a bit there. Yeah, my leaderboard's a little jumbled here. I don't know why. Might be the short track. I got him. Luis Guerrero in the 88 is the leader. Brian Smith is in second place. Ken Connolly in third. Justin Anderson bringing up to fourth place position. Mike Bass pulls it in the line at fifth place. Lloyd Cooper sixth. Derek Branham seventh. Tony Pandon eighth. Shane Gross in ninth. And Todd Liston bring in your top 10. So it might be the board can't quite keep up with it. I don't know. And we got him right now, so let's go. Here we go. Oh, we got a caution there. Let's go back. Who was that? Alright. Let's see what we can see here. Looks like Teddy. See what we can see happen here. Steady in the 68. So things are going along pretty good. Nope. Looks like Lloyd in the 24, Derek, got caught into it. Yeah. Yep, Lloyd. Let's go back. Let's have a look at Lloyd here. Oh, it looks like the 24 got into Lloyd, gave him a little help there. Yep, gave him a little help, it looks like. So he's in. So these guys, I believe the instant rate is 16 or 17, I set it for. And one fast repair, so there's our first caution. That gives Justin the lead. Let's see who else went in. Looks like everybody went in except for Marshall. Justin, no, Justin came in. He already did his service. Marshall just went in, so everybody went in. Yeah, looks like we got. I'm not sure who that was coming off, but everybody's in. Everybody did their service. So we got one caution. That's lap 12. That wasn't bad for 2 laps, so that could have been worse. Do a little spotlight for Justin. He's running the number 3 Miller Genuine. Looks like Justin's top 9. Okay, here we go. Pace lights are out. Getting ready for the restart. Justin commands the lead. These guys have lane choice, leader lane choice, so as long as they don't cross before the leader, everything should be good. Justin jumps out in front there. Let's step back through the field. Let's go to TV3 so we can get a little bit. These guys can get off the line on the restarts really good. It just takes a few seconds for the second place guy to catch up a little bit. And Brian Smith, he's one of those best guys for that. Now here's Mike Bass. He's back up in 3rd. He got shuffled up and right before that first caution, so he's already picked it back up to 3rd place. We got Luis Guerrero coming in at 4th. The 88 car. Shane Gross in 6th. That switched positions on me, so yeah, Lewis is losing a few spots there. Shane took over that 5th place. Lewis in 6th. Todd Liston's in 7th place right now. He's got Lewis. They got him pinned on the outside, which is a tough place to be on this track. Obviously, the inside line is the preferred line, and they got him pinned on the outside, so he's losing a lot of spots. Brent Lee running in 8th. And we got Eddie Moore running in 9th. Derek, he was involved in that last crash, so let's see if he's got any damage on his car. Yeah, he's running with some damage. He's holding on to his fast repair. Front looks good though, a little bit crash on that right corner, but nothing you can't handle here. I think he'd be all right. Alright, so we got Lloyd Cooper in 10th, Tony's bringing in at 12th, and Teddy in 13th. He was involved in that crash too. Let's go back to Teddy and see what kind of damage he's got. Looks like he might have got his fast repair. I don't know. I thought he was involved in that. So it looks like he's got a clean car, so I don't know. And we got David at 14th. Tina running 16th. She's looking good though. Cars. Oh no, she got a little damage on that right front too as well. So she got caught up into that. Brian Smith takes over the lead from Justin Anderson. Yeah, just a matter of time for some of these crack drivers that have been super successful in our series in the past couple of seasons, just coming right to the top. They start in the middle of the rear of the pack, and once they get this track figured out and they get their tire wear and their pits under control, their fuel, they're contenders. So we're going back here to Kent Connolly, running 4th place. He's got Shane right on him, running 5th. Looks like he's taking a look. Those guys get a little bit by themselves, so it won't take long, but the next gaggle is Luis Guerrera in the 88, and Todd Liston there, and then Brent Lee for that little gaggle of cars there. And then we go back to Eddie Moa in 9th. He's kind of hanging there, riding along in the same position. Hasn't really done much, just kind of keeping it clean. Lloyd's back in 10th. He was involved. He got a little love tap from Derek on that first caution, so he's just trying to recover. Derek in 11th, and Tony in 12th. Looks like Tony might be struggling just a little bit. He's up in the marbles there. David in 13th, and Teddy Weikley in 14th. Marshall Scully, he's just riding along too, biding his time in 15th. And then Tina, she's bringing up through her in 16th. She's got a damaged car, so that's probably hindering her progress there. She was about 14th in practice speeds. So we're back to Brian. Brian's starting to stretch it out now. She's putting a lot of rubber down. They got to stay down, stay out of those marbles, otherwise those cars are going to come around. See where our track temp is now. Down to 94. So it started out as 106, so it's cooling down, that track, so they should be getting a little bit more grip. The outside temp is 77 degrees, and it started out as 78, so it's staying pretty much the same. Taking a look at Brian's cockpit view. And we got a roof cam going both ways. We like that roof cam view. That's one of my favorites. Now we just wish we had the pace car in this one. They took away my pace car in this for this camera set, so I would have liked to have had that. Back to Justin, looking at Mike Bass, the 50 car. These three guys are stretching out the field now. They're racing by themselves now. Then we go back to the next group, which is Shane's taking over 4th place from Lewis Guerrero in 5th, and then Todd Liston in 6th. So Todd's having a good day. Todd's having a real good day. And then we go back to our leader, or 2nd place outside pole setter, was Lloyd Cooper. He's come up to 7th place after that accident. Brent Lee's bringing it up to 8th place, and Eddie Moore is still hanging in 9th. Derek's he come up 2 spots. He was running 12th. 11th Tony, he's come up a spot or 2, and Kent, he's fallen back to 12th. David's still hanging in 13th, Teddy in 14th, and Marshall 15th, and Teen in 16th. So the last half of the field is still pretty much just kind of running along. We're at 38 laps to go, or 38 laps of 125, so got a long race ahead of us. I don't know what the fuel. Oh, we got Tina up there. She's a lap car now, so she's moving out of those guys' way, giving them plenty of room to race. There's 50% fuel, so I don't know how many laps that entails. I don't have that information coming to me, so we'll have to wait and see. Now we had the pit stop, so that kind of interrupted the fuel, and everybody's on 1 pit still. It's been 29 laps since the first pit stop. What do we do, lap 12? Yep, so we're at 29 laps, 30 laps since the first pit stop, round of pit stops. Everybody's on the same strategy right now, so if it goes green, then we'll kind of get an idea of how many laps you can run on a 50% fuel restriction. So everybody's kind of settling in, pacing themselves, stretching it out. Shane's hanging in there in 4th place. He's got a pretty good lead on Lewis. And we got Lloyd's up to 6th place, so he's on a mission. Lloyd's on a mission to get back to the front. His lap was an 18.155, and the 5th place driver, which was Lewis, was a 18.426. So he's running about 3/10 faster than the 4th place guy. Looks like he's looking at it right now. He wants that spot, and it looks like he's going to get it in the next lap or 2. We'll keep an eye on this battle. Yeah, he gets down under him real easy. Almost opens the door for Todd, but he shuts it. He shuts it on Todd. Keenan moves up and lets these guys go. Todd's looking at it hard, trying to push on Lewis, the 88 car. Don't know if he has enough to get it. Lloyd Cooper, though, he's on a mission now. He's on a mission. He's up to 5th place. He's looking for Shane. So, what's the gap there? Gap's about 3.5 seconds, so we'll see. It's going to take him a while to catch him. But he's definitely putting himself in a real good position if there is a caution. This is the battle between Lewis and Todd Liston. Todd wants that spot. Lewis just doesn't want to give it up. We'll get back to Eddie. Eddie's moved up 1 spot into 8th. Tony in the 9th. Brent Lee's running 10th. I think he fell back 1. And David, he's come up to 11th. And Kent Connolly, he's hanging in 12th place. Derek in 13th. Teddy's just running around in the back. He's just waiting. He's waiting. There's a lot of racing left, and he's just waiting. Marshall in 15th. Tina 1 lap down in 16th. There's Brian back. We're back to the leaders. Looks like they just put a lap on. I can't see who that was that they lapped. They just lapped. Let's have a look. Tina was lapped. Looks like it might have been Teddy. They put a lap on Teddy. Yep. Yeah, Teddy, they put him a lap down. So Brian's hanging on to it. He's got about a 3.5 car length on the 2nd place driver, Justin. We're coming up on Tina again. We're going to put her another lap down, it looks like. And she's staying up in the marbles there, trying to get out of their way. Give these guys plenty of room to race. So everybody's kind of settling in. It's going to be 1, 2, 3. Brian, Justin, Mike. And then about 3.5 seconds back to Shane. And Lewis is giving Shane. He's caught up to Shane and giving him a run for his money there. He wants that position. Yep, looks like Shane's going to give it to him. He wants it that bad. Give it to him. So we're not quite halfway. We got about 8 laps to go to get halfway. We have 4 leads changes, 1 caution for 2 laps. 54 laps completed, 71 remaining. We're watching Lloyd Cooper, and in the 21 car. He's been the class of the field. He got a little left tap from the 24 car early on, and for that first caution, but he's recovered nicely, and he's marching his way back to the front. That puts Shane back in 5th, and then there's quite a big gap between that and the 6th place driver. Then we got a few lap cars in between. Tony's moved up to 8th. Todd fell. He's fallen back to 9th. Brent Lee's up to 10th. I think he fell back a place. Derek, he's running 11th, so he's coming up a little bit through the field. Ken Connolly running 12th. David in 13th. Teddy's in 14th, a lap down. Marshall 1 lap down in 15th, and Tina is 3 laps down now in 16th. So right now we're at 49 laps since the last pit stop. And we're just about halfway. There we go. We got to take her. I'm not sure who that was. That was a new paint job for me, so let's see if we can clip through and see. That was Marshall Scully. He went in for a second pit stop. Let's have a look at these leaders, because these leaders got to be going in. They're catching some of these lap cars. It won't be long, I don't think, before he do. Marshall went in on lap 51, I think he did. So I don't know if he was out of fuel or just decided to play it safe. If he went in early, then he's got one more coming. If there's, these guys are going to stretch it out and try to do it on one more pit stop. We'll see how it goes. We're over halfway. So we want to see how many laps. Right now we're at 53 laps on a full tank of fuel. Alright, we got another taker, Todd Liston. Let's have a look at Todd, see what he's doing in there. Todd's got a pretty clean ride. He's not had any problems. Let's see what he's going to do. Here we go. We got Justin Anderson just come in too. And Todd's taking 4. So let's look at Justin, see what he's doing. Looks like Justin taking 4 as well. It looks like his car went up all at the same time there. Brian's still out on the track, so he's yet to come in. He's going to put a lap or 2 on these guys. So he's got 56 laps on his tires and fuel, and I would assume he's going to be going in any time now. Bettina went in, Todd went in, Marshall went in, but everybody else is still hanging out there. So it'll turn around. Justin went in a little bit early, so he's running 13th. So a lot of these guys are going to be going in, so it should come back around to him. So yeah, everybody's hanging out. They're stretching it out. So far, Brian's had an extremely clean race. Lloyd's up in 3rd place now. He's taken over. He's looking for Mike Bass. So I believe the only one that's going to give Brian a real run for his money is a real challenge. I need to quit using that phrase. A real challenge is Lloyd. But I believe it's looks like Brentley just came out from his pit service. Mike Bass is still hanging out on 1. There's your top 3 right there. Okay, looks like everybody's coming in now. Some of these guys are coming in. And Brian, they're hanging it out. They're at 62 laps, 63 laps now on fuel. So I might have to lower this fuel down to 40%. That's what I'm thinking. No, Brian's still hanging out. Everybody else is coming in. They're playing it safe. They only got about a little less than 50 laps. 50 laps to go. They know they can go on 50 on a full tank, so they're safe. Brian's stretching it out. He's he's put laps on almost every driver by doing that now. Ken Connolly's the only other driver that's on the lead lap. Eddie Moa, David Naughton, and Teddy's a lap down. Everybody else, Mike Bass. Oh. Yeah, so looks like Brian came into pit lane. Trying to catch it right here, see if we can get him. Uh-oh, we got a caution. No, I did not see what happened there. I'm sorry. I'm so busy looking at the pit stops, I didn't see what happened. Let's go back and see if we can see what happened. Looks like Brent Lee got involved, so let's see what we can do here. Well. Oh, we're on instant replay. Okay, me, I never took it off. My bad. So we'll take a look at Brent. Let's get TV2 going on here. Uh-oh. He just got into Eddie. Eddie looks like, I don't know what Eddie was doing. Eddie was slowing down to go into the pits there. That didn't look good. That did not look good at all. Why does my fade keep changing? So that was unfortunate for Eddie and Brent. So let's see where the leaders are. That puts David in the lead. He's still running. On the caution. Oh, that was Shane too. Looks like he got turned down to the inside. What happened there? Now Shane's a lap down. There's Mike Bass. Let's give it time for everything to turn around here. This is going to mix things up big time. Looks like Shane's going to get a wave around. Might have just lost it. He kind of got the lucky dog and then just lost it down the inside. I don't know. I don't know what happened there. Shane's shown running in 10th. But let's see if he goes by the leaders here. Yeah, he's going to get the wave around. It looks like, well, maybe not. Or he's thinking he's going to get it. Because he's only one lap down, so he must be the first car a lap down. Luis Guerrero's only a lap down, so once they pass here, it should shake up the scoreboard. Yep, Shane gets the wave around, the lucky dog. So that caution kind of didn't come out in the best time, right after everybody pitted. So let's take a look. Looks the pace car's off. David starting first. Now that puts Mike Bass in first. David in second. Ken Connolly third. Justin Anderson fourth. Brian Smith fifth on the restart, running the leader. Let's see. Lloyd Cooper in sixth. Todd Liston. Teddy Weikley. Shane Gross in eighth. One lap down still. Tony Pennon one lap down still. So let's see. This is going to be a big shakeup here. I believe Lloyd's going to be working on Brian pretty hard. Now there's still a little bit of a gap. Where's Brian? Yeah, Brian's still got a little gap on him, so Lloyd's got a lot of work to do. So Brian's working on Justin right now. See where Mike Bass is. Let's see how Mike's doing. Mike's hanging in there. David, he's just kind of hanging out. He inherited the lead there through a series of the pit stops, and then and the caution projected him up into the lead, which was pretty fortunate for him. Keep an eye on this battle, but the real battle right here, I believe, is between Justin and Brian Smith. Tina jumping up out of the way. Derek's right there too, but he's a lap car. Derek's a lap car. He's letting him go by. Derek's running 11th, 1 lap down. Oh, there he goes. Brian's looking underneath Justin right there. Justin, he holds down on the bottom. Justin had to lose a little bit on the top, and I believe he'll have this here in the next half a lap or so. That outside line just doesn't have enough grip in it. Doesn't seem like. Once you get up there, it's hard to get back down, and the inside line is the preferred line, I think. Okay, so that puts Justin into 5th, Brian into 4th. Who's running 3rd? That puts Ken Connolly, and then he's on the target board right now. And Lloyd's up to 6th place, but there's still a real big gap between 6th and 5th, so he's got a ton of work to do. So Kent's running 3rd. He's looking at David really hard, I believe. He wants that 2nd spot. And David, once he gets up front, he's the bulldog. Once he gets a good position that he likes, he doesn't like to give it up, and he'll race you hard right to the end to keep it. Before we get too far into this, I'm going to do crank it up, but I want to say thanks to Shane Gross for being the admin for these races for me, so I can do the broadcast. Without him, it'd be tough. These guys, it's not like they need a lot of adminning. They're pretty level-headed drivers, and they know the rules, and they have fun with it. You know, there's restrictions within the league, and but I mean, I don't believe I've ever had to exercise them, and so that's appreciated by all the drivers, but especially by Shane for helping out on the admin side. So let's do a little crank it up. All right, that's always a lot of fun. Watch these guys race from inside the cockpit view, and shows how much it really seems like they're, even though they're running. Let's see what kind of speeds we're running here. So we're 105, 111, 113, and then dropping down to in the 90s and the 80s in the corners. So it almost seems like an eternity when you see them checking up, going into the corners. It seems like, wow, why are they going slow? but they're going over 80 miles an hour and then over 100 in the straights on a half-mile racetrack. It's pretty good. Let's get back to the leader. Mike's still hanging on, and he's got a pretty good lead. Let's do our top 10 right here. He's 3 seconds in front of the second place guy, David. Ken Connolly is 8. So there's a big gap now. They're starting to stretch it out. There's a big gap. Something happened to Justin. He was there. 2 seconds back. So these guys are running out of tires, or I don't know what's going on, but Justin's back to 5th place. Looks like they're struggling now. The tire, maybe they didn't take tires on the pit stop. I don't know. I don't know what happened, or they took a couple of right sides. I'm not sure. But Brian's up to 30. He's got a pretty healthy lead. And then let's see where Lloyd is. Lloyd is still running 6th, so he got up to 6th, and that's about where he's sitting right now. I think actually he lost the position. So we got about what do we got? 19 laps, 18 laps left. We'll figure that out. 20 laps remaining. 7 lead changes and 2 cautions for 6 laps. Ken Conley's in 4th place. You know, he felt I think he was running 3rd, so Brian Smith took over 4th place or 3rd place from him. Justin Anderson's back in 5th. I mean, he's struggling a little. It seems like a little bit. And then Lloyd in 6th. And there's a big gap between 5th and 6th, like 2.5 seconds. So I do believe these guys they didn't take the tires they needed on that pit stop, on last pit stop, or something's going on, because they are not competitive now. Not as much as they were in the very beginning. So those cars are starting to loosen up a little bit. It seems like, and they're doing their best to hang on to them. We got Tony. He's up to 7th place. He's starting to get up. He's going to get a top 10 out of this deal. Todd Liston in 8th place. He was running a little closer to the front, but he's still hanging in with his top 10. Shane Gross, he's fallen back to 9th. He was running in 3rd place at one point, but he's fallen back to 9th place. Teddy up to 10th, still a lap down. Derek Branham 11th, 1 lap down. Luis Guerrero running 12th, 1 lap down. Brent Lee 2 laps down, running 13th. Eddie Moa 2 laps down, running 14th. Marshall Scully 3 laps down, running 15th. And Tina, she's 6 laps down. She's running 16th. So everybody here on 2 pit stops except for Marshall. He's on 3. So I don't believe any pit stops are going to come into factor unless there is a caution. Let's get back to the leader. He's got almost a 5-second lead on the 2nd place car, so he's in the rocket chair right now. 12 laps to go. He changed his number. Did he? I thought he was number 50. Oh, you know what? Different series. I wonder why he doesn't have the number 50 car here. I thought he had the same number. So I'm going to do a little advertising here without a video. We've got Shine Runners we do on Tuesday nights. This is their last race this next Tuesday night, their last race of the championship. I'm going to get some notes on that for the race itself, but there's only like a 2 or 3 point lead or 5 point lead between the top 3 guys in the championship. So I don't know exactly on that, but it's real close. So I'm going to get those notes and have for that race. So if you're not doing anything on Tuesday night and you're enjoying the broadcast, check us out. Hey, Tom C, how you doing? Thanks for joining the stream. I see you posted here. You don't, okay. And then we got Tony, Team Intensity Fishing. Hey, Tony, how you guys doing? I appreciate you guys checking in on us. Looks like we're running in some lap traffic here. Looks like Marshall's gonna move up to the high side and give it to him, I believe. Let's go back to the second place guy. David, he's, like I said, he's almost 9 seconds back, so I don't see anything disturbing Mike unless he has a failure of some type, but I do believe he's got this in the bag. About 15 to go. No, 5 to go. I cannot get my math correct. 5 to go. I did this the other night too. So it looks like Mike's gonna overwhelmingly win the first season race, and we appreciate it. Unless there just happens to be a caution back there, but nobody's challenging. It looks like everybody's running clean. These guys have all settled in. They want to have a good finish, the best finish they can get. That's about the biggest battle right there. That's a lap car, 2 lap cars together. I believe Teddy, they're both on the same lap, so they're racing each other right there. Teddy's trying to do something on the outside there. Shane's a little loose. Kent's falling back a little bit. In 8th, he was running 3rd. So I'm guessing that these guys didn't take full tires on this last pit stop, and that's why they're falling back. That's the only explanation that I can think of. All right, let's get back to the leader. 2 to go. About the only thing that can mess his day up is a caution. Late race caution. Final lap. All right, as Mike Bass takes home the win for race number 1 in the Secondhand Racing Arca Summer Series. Congratulations, Mike. We'll get you to do your burnout here, and then we'll look at the results. All right. Our results. Mike Bass takes the win. Brian Smith comes in 2nd. David Naughton 3rd, which is good. He started in the back. I don't believe they even qualified, and he made it up to 3rd place. 4th, Kent Connolly. Now, I thought he was running behind. He must have had a little bit of shake up there on that last lap. 5th place, Lloyd Cooper. He was our pole sitter. Or 2nd, outside poles. 6th place, Justin Anderson. 7th place, Tony Pandon. 8th place, Shane Gross. 9th place, Derek Branham. 10th place, Teddy Weikley. 11th place, Todd Liston. Louis Guerrero brings it in 12th. Eddie Moore 13th. Marshall Scully 14th. Tina Pimpkin 15th. And Brent Lee. He must have retired from the race early. I did not notice that. He came in 16th. So, everybody, we appreciate you watching. Hopefully you liked the broadcast, and if you did, throw a like in there and a subscribe, and please come and check us out on Tuesday nights with Shine Runners Racing League. They're a great bunch of guys, and they're going to have one more championship race, and then on the 16th they're going to be starting the Retro Series with the 1987 Monte Carlo and the Ford Thunderbird at Daytona. So keep us in mind, and thanks for watching.